Behind me is a road that, well, it leads somewhere. I don't know where it's leading to, but there's something at the end of it. I'm sure of it. Life is that way, isn't it? There's a road that we're traveling. We don't know where it's going. We don't know what's around the corner, and sometimes we're not really ready to risk that journey. You know, the story of Jonah is an interesting story because, well, Jonah was called to take a journey, go to a place that he knew about, he knew who lived there, and Jonah didn't want to go. He didn't want to go because he knew, well, it wasn't a place he liked, and it wasn't the people he liked. God said, go anyway. I've got a message for them. The problem in life is that sometimes we're afraid of what's around the corner. We don't want to go because, well, quite frankly, we are insecure. We don't trust. And we would just want to do what we can see is in front of us and not in what is behind the next tree. Where I'm at in the Quijana Wilderness, I've backpacked for a number of years back here. And it wasn't unusual to walk around a rock and find a rattlesnake sitting in the path. Life is that way, isn't it? Sometimes the very things that we're called to do and the very path that we're on leads to, well, things that we don't like. Jonah found that, and God said, go anyway. Well, Jonah wound up in the belly of a fish. And God spoke to him there, and he said, you're going to do what I asked you to do? And Jonah basically said, well, I'll do it, but it won't do any good because, well, it's just not going to happen. And he went anyway, and he did it, and God did what he said he was going to do, and the people of Nineveh, well, they repented, and God rejoiced. Jonah didn't. He still didn't rejoice over the situation. In fact, he didn't like it very much. That's the problem with the roads that we're on. We're not always liking the road. But you know what? It's the road that God gave us, and we need to find ways to praise God and have joy in the journey. Not always in the destination, but certainly in the journey. I know that when I've backpacked, when I got done, I was happy. I was completed. I was finished. This morning we had one of those backpackers go through our camping area. Why? Well, because we're on the trail. And he was journeying the trail, and he'd been out for 5 days. And what did he find? A lot of hills and valleys. That's what he found, and that's what he told us. And he said sometimes they weren't fun. I didn't ask him about how many rattlesnakes he saw. I could have, but I didn't. So wherever you are today, whatever journey you're on, remember that the road that you're on, God put you there. Find out what he wants with you in that place before you move to the next one. Think about that, would you? God bless.